Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Take Two. My name is Michelle Scaminet, and today I'm very happy to be joined with my good friend, Jonathan Dixon. Jonathan, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. It's great to talk to you.
I don't think you need any introduction in the Oracle Apex world, but why don't you, just for good measure, tell our vast
Sure.
audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been working with Oracle technology for more than 25 years, I guess now. I spent maybe 18 years of that time with Oracle Consulting. So I did, implementations of ERPs, of EBS and Fusion. But then about 8-9 years ago, I came across Apex and kind of changed the trajectory of my career. I sort of went all in on Apex, and Ords is a way initially to extend ERPs and then doing custom apps. And so I've been very much focused on Apex for the last 7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years doesn't feel like that long. It feels like that's still a baby in the Oracle Apex
Yes,
community.
It is. Yeah. I mean, PL SQL for 25 years, but yeah, Apex not all that long.
Yet you've done so much for the community. There was all sorts of reasons I wanted to talk to you, but for those that don't know, you are the creator and founder of Oracle Apex developer blogs. Here, hang on, let me put the banner up for those that want to check it out.
Yeah, and it was basically selfish reasons initially, because I wanted a way to capture all of the blogs. There's a lot of obviously phenomenal blogs out there, and you're checking Twitter or LinkedIn to find links as people post blogs, and I wanted to try and consolidate that. And it was also, for me, a bit of a technical exercise, but technical challenge, just to see how I could go about scraping those blogs from the different technologies. So essentially, you register your blog, you go to that URL Michelle put up there, you register your blog, I give it the once over to make sure it's Apex related somewhat. Then I activate the blog, and then it starts pulling in your blog posts each week, and using AI to assess each blog post to make sure it's Apex or OCI related, and then it goes straight to the site or goes into a sort of reject queue for me to review manually. But yeah, we've got 300 and something email subscribers now to get the daily, the weekly emails summary of all the blogs. So it's great.
It's an amazing resource. So for those of you that haven't checked it out yet, definitely highly encourage you to do so. And we'll touch on the AI stuff in a second, because that was the other reason I wanted to connect with you. But I have to ask, are you the most prolific Apex blogger out there? You would know.
No.
You must be one.
No, there's two more actually. It was Jeff Smith, but that's kind of his job. But there's Matt Mulvaney.
Oh, Matt. And that's recent. I think Matt's been sort of pushing the envelope a little bit.
Yeah. So the last, I'd say, year and a half, Matt has been, there'll be a couple of months, and then suddenly he'll do 10 blogs in a weekend or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But you're definitely one of the most prolific ones, and great content. So actually, on that, one of the reasons I sort of picked this sort of time to reach out, a couple of weeks ago, you posted a really interesting blog, I thought, about how you use AI to make you a better developer. Obviously we're all hearing so much about AI in within the Oracle ecosystem, how it's being leveraged within the apps. But I thought your take on how you use it in your day-to-day development workflow was really interesting. So first of all, check out Jonathan's blog. But if you had to pick one of the many tools that you mentioned in there as your favorite, is there one that you're seeing as really a huge contributor to improve productivity or code quality, or if you had to pick one, what would it be?
I had to pick one. It's like you favor your first, if you like. The first introduction to AI for me was the autocomplete or ghost text. So you start typing something and it's predicting what you're going to type. So for things like if you're building an insert into statement and you have the context of the table you're inserting to there, you can basically just tab through because it figures out what you're doing, and you hit tab, 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 and it auto completes the whole insert statement. It's really good for structured things like that. For things like, when you get to your exception block at the end, you're in a package, it's seen other exception blocks throughout the package, so you hit tab and it completes the exception block. So it's probably not the most overall most useful tool, but it's the first one I noticed, and I think it's the one that contributes most to my productivity right now, is just getting through that code quicker, but it is evolving, I think.
So you talked about, you estimate, and I'm sure that's not a very easy thing to do, but about a 20% improvement in productivity with all of those tools.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 10, again, like you say, it's very difficult to estimate, but I'd say 10% of that is the autocomplete. But the things that are coming through now that are getting better are things like code review. So I use Codex. You can basically, the command line version of Codex, you can just do /review from the root of your GitHub folder. And it will look at all the code that has been checked in. So any changes you made, it'll do a dip on all of that and review just that. And the number of times, so I tend to do that at the end of the day, and the number of times it catches something that I didn't catch is amazing.
And that's great so back at Insym, we did a lot of peer code reviews, but for people that are working on their own, the good way to implement a sort of...
That's me, yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say that it's interesting you brought that up, because I do work on my own, and I also see it as a bit of a second pair of eyes for things.
Right.
Or somebody, and it sounds a bit weird, but somebody to bounce ideas or something to bounce ideas off. I have people I can call to, but it is becoming more of a companion in that respect. Not the weird respect, but
of a buddy.
Yes.
Careful you don't fall in love with your AI assistant. I hear that's a thing, right?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. The other thing you touched on, so these tools, obviously they're making us more productive, getting things done quicker. You talk about this, was it fatigue or was that the word? Something about brain. Help me out, John.
Yeah, so I struggle with the right word as well. Honestly, it's a bit, I think you mentioned it on one of your other videos, a bit woo-woo. But because let's say it's 20% more productive, I'm getting through 20% more work, but it's also dealing with 20% more people, more projects, more issues, more challenges. And just the effort, like, although AI is doing some of it for me, just those context switches and keeping up with everything that's going on I can see it's having an impact. Not a severe impact yet, but it's something I've decided to keep an eye on, just that it doesn't get too much, for sure, because it's I think it's a thing. I on the blog that you mentioned, a couple of people posted comments saying they feel a similar kind of thing.
I saw Philip commented it sort of along those lines as well. Yeah. Right. Well, maybe you can talk to your AI buddy and see how to deal with some of that. Yes. But I know what you mean. It's and more doesn't necessarily mean better, right? And now along with that comes extra responsibilities, and clients are now going to just simply expect that we do more. So it's not just, hey, now I can get what I was supposed to get done in 6 hours instead of 8. So they'll just throw more stuff at you. So you're never really getting ahead, right?
Yeah, there's that, and I'm sure the day is going to come where the question of cost will come into it from a client's perspective too, saying, well, if you're using AI, shouldn't it be costing me less? So that will be an interesting conversation when that happens.
Absolutely. John, I really appreciate you taking the time to meet me today. We're at that time of year where we can start wishing people all the best for the holidays, 2026. Are you looking forward to anything in particular in 2026?
Apex Lang.
Apex Lang.
Keeping it on topic.
I almost could have predicted you say the Apex Lang. Yeah. Then bolt on Apex Lang with all of those productivity
Yeah.
tools, MCP server, etc., and the game's going to change, right?
Big time. Yeah, it's a huge learning opportunity. I call it an opportunity, but I think I mentioned in my blog, I think for developers, it is an adopt or die kind of situation. Like I believe you will fall behind if you don't get on board, but that's my opinion.
Absolutely. And I think people need to be already getting ready. We know
Right.
it's coming. We don't necessarily know exactly how it's going to work, but we need to all be thinking about it and getting ready, because the day it's going to be there, we'll already be behind if we don't.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Jon, thanks so much for joining me. And thanks, everyone. If you liked this video, hit like, subscribe, comment, and thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Michelle. Bye-bye.